Afrakuma stood just outside the white painted hospital office, her hands loosely gripping a folded piece of paper, a dismissal letter. She didn't read it again. The words were already carved into her mind. Position reassigned due to long-term absence. Just like that, the job she had fought for through 7 years of hardship was gone. Her throat felt tight. She didn't cry. She simply turned and walked down the corridor, unsure of where to go next. The world outside was still buzzing, cars, conversations, light. But for her, everything felt quiet. He had done so well that he was offered a scholarship to study abroad through an education foundation. It all happened so fast. There was a ceremony, some paperwork, and within weeks he was leaving. The final day of departure came, and Afakuma stood at the airport gate, holding a small cloth bag. Asante came over and hugged her tightly. "Thank you," he whispered. "I will never forget you." She placed her hand on his shoulder and said, "Go and shine, Asante." Asante, who was speechless and did not know what to say, just hugged his mother and promised that everything would be fine with him. Auntie Nana was excited for him to go, but it just felt like he was leaving her for a long time. "You have to call me all the time and write me letters if you can," Auntie Nana pleaded. "I will, mother, and I am going to miss you all," Asante said calmly. They watched as Asante entered the plane and gave them the final goodbye wave. Afrakuma took Auntie Nana home, prepared some food for her to eat before she rested for a while. Auntie Nana was very strong now and no signs of any disease, as she was always seen going to the farm and in the marketplace, talking and shouting and making sales. Afrakuma was still with her, as she sometimes sleeps with Auntie Nana in her house. She was the only daughter left for Auntie Nana. Few days after Asante left, Afrakuma decided to go and visit her father in her hometown. "I think it's a great idea and he will love to see you around. Please extend my greetings to him. Oh, and one more thing, tell him God gave him a very good gift." They both smiled and just continued eating. It was dark already, and Afrakuma just decided to stay that night so she can prepare and leave for the village. She took a bus and arrived in the afternoon. It was a tiring journey, as she sat in the bus for way too long before arriving. She got to her father's house and noticed how quiet that place was. Her father, Mr. Intiama, was inside the room resting. She did not want to disturb him, and so she just went to buy foodstuff for preparing some yam and stew. She stayed for a month just to make sure her father is well and nothing is wrong with him. He was not too strong, but at least he could walk, talk, use the washroom, and eat, so that was a good boy start. After that month, Afrakuma returned from her journey. She passed by Auntie Nana's house with a pack of fruits, but the place was empty. Doors shut, windows dusty. She asked a neighbor, "Where is Auntie Nana?" "She moved some weeks ago," the man replied. "No one knows where." She called Auntie Nana's number, but it was switched off. She called again the next day and the subsequent days, but it was still off. Eventually, she stopped calling. "Maybe they are just gone," she said to herself. "Maybe that's okay. Let me just focus on my life now." Back at her stand, Afrakuma worked harder. She saved every peso. Within a year, she could gather enough money to start school. She then applied and got admitted to the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, KNUST, to study medicine. She closed her food stand and moved to campus. The very first day in the hostel was boring. She was just in her room and seated on a bed. Her roommates were outside socializing, but she just sat on her bed thinking about her life. Not too long, she heard a knock at the door. "Come in," Afrakuma demanded. One lady entered, greeted Afrakuma, and dropped her bag. She noticed Afrakuma was just staring at her when she entered. "I am Inshra," she said calmly. "I am also Afrakuma," Afrakuma responded. "Well, nice meeting you." They shook hands and started to converse to know each other some more. The next morning, Afrakuma woke up very early. She hardly slept since it was her first time in a school's hostel. She took her bath and just some tea with bread and was ready for her first morning lectures. She went out to campus with her new friend Inshra, who offered computer science. Her first lecture was good and she seemed to like the school now. Life wasn't easy on campus too. Afrakuma sold ice cream to students from a cooler, especially during the dry season days when her uncle delayed in sending her money. But she managed. She kept her head down. She really studied because she knew that was her only way out. She hardly went out on her no class days, just in a room on her bed and with her textbooks in front of her. After 7 years, she graduated as a midwife. She served her national service and after that she was posted to the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. It was the happiest moment of her life. Afrakuma has grown into a very beautiful and curvy lady. She was staying at the hospital and this helped to eliminate transport and accommodation costs. She was liked by all her other colleagues because of her good heart. Some male doctors admired her so much. After 6 months of work, her father became seriously sick and she had to go and cater for him in the village. She had no choice but just to take leave and return to the village as soon as possible. She finally arrived in the village. Her father was lying in the room. He was coughing profusely when he started talking. She just looked for a taxi and sent him to a nearby hospital. Once he was admitted and on treatment, she asked for permission to go and prepare some food for her father. She hurried home and just started making soup for her father. She was depressed. It felt like the world was against her. Anytime anything good comes her way, another problem rises. After the soup was ready, she just took another taxi to the hospital. "Please, can I see my father? I need to give him his food," she said as she approached the attending nurse. She sent the food to her father and helped him to drink the soup with the spoon she brought. After he had eaten something, she helped him rest his head on the pillow on the hospital bed he was sleeping on. She held his shoulder and smiled. "God gave me a good gift," her father said slowly while smiling. He coughed and Afrakuma gave him some water to drink. "You need to rest now, Pa," Afrakuma said calmly. For 2 days, she barely had sleep as she was always seen at the hospital feeding her father and just looking after him. Finally, he got discharged on the third day and Afrakuma sent him home. She bought a few prescribed medicines for him as well. Later that evening, after their evening supper, she just sat outside in an old wooden chair and was talking to herself. "Is it that I have done something wrong?" she wondered. "It's like I am meant to suffer alone in silence," she continued. The wind was still and there was silence at the place. She just got up and went straight to bed because that was the only thing left to do. No one carry your loads for you. You need to face them yourself. Afrakuma understands this very well. For about 3 months, Afrakuma has just been home looking after her recovering father. She did not even get time to learn. She just cooked, bathed, fed, and washed for her father until he became strong and did everything by himself. By the time he fully recovered, her leave was now over, and so was her job. It was a Monday morning, and Afrakuma went to the Kolebu Teaching Hospital to resume her work. She reported to the general manager's office to explain why she stayed home for that long. "Sir, my father's condition was always getting worse," Afrakuma said politely. "For the past 3 months, I have just been taking care of him." "Well, I understand your point, but this is also a very renowned and prestigious hospital. We take pleasure in taking good care of our patients. Your position cannot lie down for 2 weeks without no one handling it. We had to take this action to save our institution. I am so sorry, Afrakuma, but there is nothing I can do about it for now." Without any more words, she just stood up with her letter of dismissal and went outside the office. Afrakuma stood just outside the white painted hospital office, her hands loosely gripping a folded piece of paper, a dismissal letter. She didn't read it again. The words were already carved into her mind. Position reassigned due to long-term absence. Just like that, the job she had fought for through 7 years of hardship was gone. Her throat felt tight. She didn't cry. She simply turned and walked down the corridor, unsure of where to go next. The world outside was still buzzing, cars, conversations, light. But for her, everything felt quiet. For 2 months, she was unemployed. Job after job rejected her. Some men offered opportunities, but with strings attached. She rejected them all. Some days she ate just once, other days she didn't eat at all. She has now moved to stay with her father in the village. She didn't know where to start from. Should she go back to selling indomie? She most of the times wondered. A young lady with such good CV, yet she was still unemployed. One afternoon, she went to a newly opened pharmacy in her village to buy medicine for her father. It was a new pharmacy, so their prices were cheap. This was why she went there to buy the drugs. The shelves in the pharmacy were full. The lights were bright. There was a queue outside, so Afrakuma just waited in line. Suddenly, a young man in a blue shirt and expensive watch walked in and paused. "Afrakuma?" he asked. She turned. Yes. She was surprised that the man knew her because she didn't remember him at all. "It's me, Asante. Asante David." "Oh, wow. It's been a long time. How are you doing?" Afrakuma asked. "Look at how grown my baby brother is." Asante smiled. He had grown, matured, and clearly succeeded. They sat down on one of the hospital benches to talk. He explained how life changed, how they lost their home, and how he got menial jobs to do back in the US. "A few weeks after you left for your hometown, my mother was chased out of the house. I wished I was in Ghana that day," Asante said, with a little anger in his voice. He continued to tell her what happened to his mother that day. The landlord went to the house and without listening to any excuse, he tagged my mother's things outside and sacked her from the house just because we owed him 2 months of rent. Because of how aggressive he was, he ended up spoiling my mother's phone. Oh, okay. That explains why her number was not reaching. Someone told me she had moved, but he didn't know where she went to. Afrakuma said this since she was now relieved. She thought something bad happened to her Auntie Nana. But where exactly did she go? She asked. Well, she went to stay with one of her brothers for a while. I brought her to the USA to join me after a month. She told me she lost your number. Asante was happy to see Afrakuma once again, and so was Afrakuma. She was just smiling as he was talking. So, what happened back here? Asante asked. Afrakuma just looked on the ground and sighed. She did not know where to start. Sister Afra, don't worry. It will be fine. Asante quickly encouraged her because he knew she may not have good news. I never forgot you, he said. You were our miracle. Back here, everything was cool until for about 5 months now. It's almost as though the world is against me. Afrakuma was speaking slowly because she was a bit emotional. I got admitted to the KNUST school and I really learned because I knew where I was coming from. God was good to me and I finished the school with a first class upper. I was employed in a Kolebu teaching hospital as a midwife not long ago and they paid well. After 6 months of work, the devils troubled me again. My father became very sick and I had to go back to the village to look after him. I took a leave but I delayed because his condition was critical. I am the only one he has left, so I had to be there for him. Just last week Monday, I went to the hospital to resume my position and continue working. Little did I know I was to be placed long time ago. I have been looking for work since that time, but have not got any. The ones I get to, the bosses just want to take advantage of me and have an affair with me. I am so sorry about that, Sister Afra, Asante said while holding her hand. You know what? I have good news for you. I have opened a new hospital in Accra and one shopping mall in Kumasi, and I want you to be the manager. This pharmacy is inclusive. It has not been long I came to Ghana with my mother, but I will leave soon and I just want you to take care of the businesses here in Ghana for me. I trust you and I know you won't let me down. I am hoping you would say yes to my offer. Are you kidding me? It's a big yes. Who would turn down this offer? Thank you so much, Asante. I am even speechless. I don't know what to say. She was about to kneel down when Asante pulled her back to the seat. Please don't act like I'm a stranger. Everything I have and all that I am today is because of you. You helped me and my mother even though we weren't your family. Why should I also hesitate to return the favor? He just smiled and hugged Afrakuma. Tears were just blowing her eyes. They were tears of joy. At last, God has answered her prayers. She will no longer beg anyone to eat or look for jobs. She is now a manager, a boss lady over 3 successful companies. Asante sent her to his car and drove her home to meet Auntie Nana. The house was very huge with a nice swimming pool. Mom, look who we have here. Asante said excitedly. Auntie Nana was just sitting in the couch watching television. Afrakuma, Auntie Nana screamed. She quickly jumped out of the couch and hugged her. They were both happy. I am so excited to see you here, Aunt Nana said while she was still smiling. Son, you have brought good news to me today. We have searched everywhere for you, my daughter. I am here, mother, and I have really missed you, Afrakuma said happily. Come and sit and eat with us, Aunt Nana requested. Asante handed over the house to Afrakuma and left for USA in a week time. He had other businesses there that he has to go and take care of. Afrakuma brought her father and her uncle into the house and they lived happily with Aunt Nana. Afrakuma was now relieved. No more tears, no more questions. She is rich now. Had I not helped this boy that night I first saw him, like would I have gotten all these good things? This was something she always said to herself. Sometimes it feels like doing good brings nothing back, but kindness has a way of circling back in the most unexpected ways. Afrakuma helped because she had a heart. She didn't ask for reward, but in the end, the reward found her, and that is the kind of life worth living.